Congressman Jason Chaffetz accusing the State Department of hiding survivors of and witnesses to the Benghazi terror attack. He says the State Department won't identify who they are or grant access to survivors who are still in the hospital. Congressman Chaffetz joins us. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Greta.
Now, as I've done a little some mathematics, and it looks like there were 20 Americans who were evacuated from Benghazi. Have you had access to any of those 20 to ask them questions about what happened?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Now, when I went to Libya, and I remember I went to Tripoli, I was able to visit with some people who there had firsthand knowledge. But we asked very specifically not only about the 4 people that were killed, but who was injured, how many were injured, where are they today, and they have refused to do this. I've asked 3 major television networks to help me in this quest, including Fox News and a couple other, again, big part of the big networks. None of them have been given this information, and it's been typical when we have people killed in Iraq, Afghanistan, whatnot. Those names maybe are held for 48 hours, but we don't know how many there are. We don't know what states they're from. We don't know who these families are, and we would like to talk to them.
All right. As a House Republican, you're in the majority party. Why don't you just drop a subpoena on someone at the State Department to show up and ask that person under oath, who are the people who were evacuated from Benghazi and where are they?
Believe me, I'm a little bit frustrated that we have not been issuing subpoenas. What we are waiting for, though, is the State Department to issue their report. Remember, they said they weren't going to offer any information until their Blue Ribbon Commission got done doing their work. They said that that would take 60 to 65 days. Well, now that we're closing in on month 3, the State Department owes us a report. That's why I think Susan Rice made the announcement today, because I think we're on the verge of getting that report. But you're starting to see the State Department squirm a little bit. They're saying now, well, maybe we'll just give you the summary. Maybe Secretary Clinton might not come up. I think the report, if it's done accurately, is going to be a very difficult thing for the White House, the State Department, the Department of Defense, and the CIA to explain. I'm optimistic, but I think that's why Susan Rice made the announcement today. And we want to get that report, and that should happen any day now. It's already late.
All right, just to sort of fill in the blanks, that's the Accountability Review Board within the Department of State, and Tom Pickering and Admiral Mike Mullen are the 2 who are conducting the investigation of the leads. And the expectation is that on December 20th, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will be testifying on Capitol Hill before the House Foreign Relations Committee and the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and will be talking about that report. So presumably it'll be completed before then. But late today, we've been hearing sort of noise that the entire report won't be released. Go figure. I don't know. They may claim classified as to us, but I don't know why the why the House and the Senate wouldn't get the full and complete report.
It's exactly right. We should get all the report. One of the concerns with those that were injured is how they were extracted. Remember, the firefight starts at 9:40 p.m. The Department of Defense doesn't even gin up the C-17 till 6 a.m. It doesn't leave Germany until the 2 p.m. hour and doesn't get back to Germany until the 10 p.m. hour. Meanwhile, and nobody's ever said this on television, okay, nobody's ever mentioned this, they thought they were going to be attacked in Tripoli. The embassy was evacuated in Tripoli. And yet, when they have these injured people sitting on the tarmac, these guys are severely injured. What do? They send an airplane over to Benghazi, and they return to Tripoli. Instead of going to Italy or to Germany, then the C-17 has to come. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
The irony, and I have no sympathy for the administration claiming this is politicized, because if they would just simply answer these questions, not drag their feet, and maybe we'll get it in the next 6 or 7 days, if they would simply fill in the blanks, no one would have any reason to be suspicious. We're only being suspicious because they won't give us the information and we get silly answers that just don't make sense. That's the problem, and that is created by those who hold facts.
That's right. I'm not trying to politicize this, but we have injured Americans. It takes, in the worst case, 25 hours to extract them to a facility, an American facility, there in Germany. At the best case, maybe about 18 hours, and the administration won't answer those questions. These are legitimate questions. I want to talk to that family. They deserve to have answers to that, and we got to make sure this never, ever happens again. When an American goes down, we go get them. But this president didn't do that.
Well, all I could say is that if you don't get the answers next week, you're in the majority party and you have the ability to do it, and so you should just go ahead and do it. If you only complain about it and don't do it, then you're politicizing it, because you actually have the power to get the information. Right?
I'm not arguing with you there, Greta.
All right.
I agree with you.
Congressman, nice to see you.
you.
Thank you, sir.